Guys, it's Brooklyn again. I'm just going to quickly talk you through a couple of books that I borrowed the other day at the library, which is also my current place of work, which I love. It's just perfection being surrounded by books all day long. So let me show you those library books that I borrowed. So this one here is called The Queen's Confidant, and that is by Karen Harper, who is actually a new author to me. She writes historical fiction. This one follows what happens after Henry VII's heir dies. I presume that's Arthur Tudor. I haven't actually fully looked at the book more, but I'm hoping to read it after my current read, which is another book that I borrowed from the library, which is this one here by Virginia Andrews, and that's called The Mirror Sisters. I've started it and I'm about 50 pages in, and we have a overbearing mother who has identical twin daughters, and she can't accept that maybe, they don't want to be dressed the same, they don't want to be given the exact same attention, maybe they don't want to be clones of one another, and it seems that one of the twins does something to the other twin, but we don't know what. But I'm definitely looking forward to finding out the horrors and things of this book. It's very atmospheric and spooky and intense. I definitely feel for these sisters. They've definitely been suffocated by their mum, and their dad is powerless with the mother as far as she's concerned. Only she really knows what her daughter wants, even though she doesn't, and she can't see that she's just being blindly suffocating, if that makes sense. Now, I found in the past, actually, Virginia Andrews' books to be a bit hit and miss. The author herself actually died some time ago. I think maybe back in the 80s or 90s, I can't say for sure. This, I presume, was one of her many unfinished manuscripts, but because she was so popular, her family employed a ghostwriter to continue writing under her name, which I think is pretty cool. But yes, as I said, even though I do find her books to be hit and miss, I definitely find that I will often go back to them after a while just to, see what's happening in her book world. They're quite unique. They're real family saga sort of horror novels. On a lighter note, I also borrowed this Doctor Who Decide Your Destiny, the Judoon Monsoon. It's quite light, easygoing. It's very easy to read as well. I borrowed it yesterday at work. I finished reading one route of it on my break. It only took me 10 minutes, but gosh, it was amazing. The past Doctor Who book that I read wasn't really that great. That was, as well, with 11, that was, let's just say it was so bad that I forgot what it was called. But no, this one is really good. This has 11, Amy, and Rory, and I feel like they were all written really well, and not to be too spoilery, but my first route of that, you can end up on different pages depending on which option you choose, was actually quite sad, and I felt like it ended a bit too soon. So that's why I'm going to read it again and hopefully end up on a more happier destiny, if that makes sense. Now, other books that I read, or that I will read rather, I borrowed these Broken Stars, book 1 in the Starbound trilogy. I borrowed this once before, a couple of years back, but I didn't get the time to read it because someone else had requested it, but I'm hoping that won't happen this time. And I also borrowed the sequel, Their Fractured Light. I've not read anything by Megan Spooner before. She's a new author to me, but I have read and loved Amy Kaufman's book, Illuminae, book 1. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Co-written, of course, with Jay Kristoff. I freaking love that book. Actually, I really want to reread it before I read Gemini, just because, and I cannot wait for book 3 as well. That is such a freaking mind-blowing trilogy, and I love it. Now, I also borrowed 2 other books from the library, but I, of course, left them in my locker at work, as you do. and they were Eliza Rose by Lucy Worsley and Jane Still by Lindsay Fay. Now, Jane Still is a retelling of Jane Eyre, and the tagline is, "And so, dear reader, I killed him." I'm presuming that means Mr. Rochester, and I think that's going to be such a fabulous, trippy read. And Eliza Rose is about a young girl at the Tudor court. I'm definitely looking forward to reading all of these books and then ranting about them afterwards. Thanks, have a great day. And P.S. Yes. Thank you for watching. I swear I pressed the capture button, but it didn't work. So, yes, there you go. Okay, I'll sign off now. Stay tuned for more.